Well, I consider it a privilege to be able to share today. I'm just going to read, so I keep it brief. I've been going through major renovations since the beginning of my walk with the Lord, but recently, since February, it's been serious demolition. The Lord brought back to mind a verse He gave me many years ago, Exodus 14:14, how I need to be still while He fights for me. That sounds easy enough, but I always thought I had no one to fight or stand up for me. Even when I got the word in Exodus, I couldn't comprehend the significance of that verse and how He would be taking me deeper in what that means. In a nutshell, I kept doing the same coping tactics: fight, flight. I'd be defensive. In that defense, I'd stand my ground, so to speak. Then I'd isolate to solidify the fact I was on my own and not worth a thing, and that's why no one stands up for me. The Lord has been showing me otherwise. Old thinking patterns are like your favorite blanket. They cover you so you don't have to be exposed. Yet the Lord sees every part of me, the deepest longing of me needing love, His love. Romans 6:2, I've been reading in the Voice translation, says, how can we die to a life where sin ruled over us and then invite sin back into our lives? This way of old thinking is sin. It separates me from His loving truth. That part of me is dead. So if it's dead, I no longer have access to it. And then Romans 6:4, therefore we were buried with Him through this baptism into death, so that just as God the Father in all His glory resurrected the Anointed One, we too might walk confidently out of the grave into new life. I've been rejecting old patterns of thinking as a serious practice, verbalizing it out loud that I disagree with the old dead me. I then take in the new thinking of His promises. And 2 Corinthians 5:17, therefore, if anyone is united with the Anointed One, that person is a new creation. The old life is gone, and see, a new life has begun. And then in Ephesians 4:21-24 says, if you have heard Jesus and have been taught by Him according to the truth that is in Him, then you know to take off your former way of life, your crumpled up old self, that dark blot of a soul corrupted by deceitfulness, desire, and lust, to take a fresh breath and to let God renew your attitude and spirit. Then you're ready to put on your new self, modeled after the very likeness of God, truthful, righteous, and holy. It's really coming to life, this change that Jesus paid a high price for. I'm blown away. These verses I've read for years, but now they have life. That reveals God's fight for me and how He's been fighting for me all along. I just needed to let go and trust Him. And I'll end with Philippians 3:13-14. Brothers and sisters, as I said, I know I have not arrived, but there's one thing I'm doing. I'm leaving my old life behind. Putting everything on the line for this mission. I am sprinting towards the only goal that counts: to cross the line. To win the prize and to hear God's call to resurrection life found exclusively in Jesus the Anointed. Amen.